Welcome to my new Gear Dump series where I break down the what and why of what I use in the field. I thought this could be a useful series for you guys and girls because I get a lot of questions about the gear I use. On this episode I'm going to break down my archery setup. This bow is a Hoyt Torex XT compound bow. I've got the draw weight maxed out at 68 pounds and I have a 29-inch draw. I've also got a fancy green string and some fancy orange cables. Attached to that is a Copper John Rutwrecker 5-pin sight, an 8-inch Trophy Ridge stabilizer bar, and a 5-arrow tight spot quiver. I've been shooting the Torex XT for a few years now, and I really enjoy the short 30-inch axle to axle length. It makes it really easy to push through tight scrub, which I tend to do a lot. A lot of people say that the shorter axle to axle makes a bow unsteady in the hand, but I can't say I've ever had that problem. Especially with a little bit of weight out the front on the stabilizer, it's always felt super steady. For an alloy bow, it's surprisingly light as well. The custom strings have no advantage whatsoever. I just like my bow to have a little bit of individuality, so chuck a little bit of colour in there. I like the 5-pin sight because I'm able to have a variety of ranges without having to adjust the sight. I have mine set every 10 yards from 20 all the way out to 60. I went with the 5-arrow quiver because I'm able to have a variety of broadheads in my quiver on the same hunt. A lot of people use different arrows for different causes. I use the same arrow for pretty much everything, simply because I don't want to be resighting and retuning all that sort of stuff before a hunt. I just want to do a quick check on the target and then a little bit of adjustment on the sight if I have to, and then away I go. I'm all about saving time. I just want to get out on the hunt, I don't want to go, I've got to reset all my arrow profiles and all that sort of stuff. That's just not me. So yeah, I use the same arrow for everything. I run a pretty heavy arrow setup. The shaft is a Black Eagle deep impact. It's 11 grains per inch. I have a little bit of extra weight up front for a little bit more front of center, and then a 100 grain broadhead right on the front of that. On the back, I run 4 fletch with a lighted nock. The complete arrow weight totals 577 grains, which is quite a heavy hunting arrow, but yeah, I like it a lot. The reason I run such a heavy arrow is because my bow maxes out at 68 pounds and I have a shorter than optimal draw length of 29 inches. So that means that I can't get peak speeds out of the bow, which has caused me to get incomplete pass-throughs when I used lighter arrows in the past. So to compensate for that, I've increased my arrow weight, and I've never had anything but a complete pass-through ever since I've increased to a heavy arrow. I can't tell you the differences in kinetic energy because honestly I just don't know. All I know is the heavy arrow has definitely made a difference for me. As for broadheads, I do change around a bit, but I do tend to stick with a fixed 2-blade broadhead. I find they can take a lot of abuse without bending or breaking. My release aid is a Bone Collector Edition True Ball T-Rex. It's a thumb release. I like the thumb release because it has less of a twisting motion on the string upon release. So that's the breakdown of my archery setup. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the upcoming videos in this series and the upcoming videos of my hunts. Catch you on the next one.